Beautiful ignited souls, we are ready for a new creation, for another tea break. Yes! Okay, I'm really excited about today's tea break because it is the 8th of the first month of the year. Now, what have I been saying about the number 8? That's the number that got us into the knot. This kind of knot where we say, Thou shalt not. Okay, well, we won't get too technical here, but that's the number that equals, well, it equals it, or they ate. Adam and Eve ate, or the woman and the husband ate, or she ate and gave to her husband, and it's all about the fruit. Now, I have shown quite a lot how you can get. In fact, I have showed this. So, zero, if you like, the not is like two zeros, and that of course is 10, or you could say 1, and of course 1 plus 1, if it were two zeros, then you see that you have 1 1. Of course 1 1 is actually 11, which equals fruit, which equals road. It's just a lot. You could add 1 and 1 together. We know what 1 and 1 makes, because of course otherwise you and I wouldn't be here, would we? Okay, all right. So one, of course, is the seed that is infinite. Speaking of seed, SEED is 15. So that's going to take us into the word 15 actually equals 11. Here's my point. So this, and of course there's so much I could share on the number 8 and how of course this impacts on us in our new creation. We are in that 0 point. This is the two creations happening simultaneously. Now, as I say, this year, I believe I would say even this year and the next year, for example, because we were in 2020, which was deaf now, and of course 2021, when we were in 2021, that is change. That is like the seed actually, germinating and wanting to come, breaking through, just about breaking through. But now we need to, clear the space and see. It's like, you've given birth somehow, or you need to prepare the house, because of course we were in a 5 year as well, 5, and all of this because things are happening simultaneously. However, we are still being given days and years for signs and seasons. Now, of course, we have some people say we've messed up, but it still goes back to the first or second verse of the Bible, where it says, In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But here is the second one, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the deep. Now, when something moves, it moves on the face, but it doesn't mean that the deep is unaffected. You could imagine putting your finger like this on the surface of some bowl of water. Does that mean, the mud or dust is not affected or wanting to spiral up to the surface? Of course. So anyway, you get my drift on this. So ready for a tea break? I hope you've got your cup, because I've got mine. I have tea, I have coffee, because again, this is, I couldn't miss the tea. I wanted a coffee. I wanted a coffee, but then I thought I couldn't miss tea, because TEA is number 8, and we want to say we had tea. We a cup of tea, a cup of tea. Now, if that's not, so perfect, I don't know what is. Now, as I say, we need to get this thing, get going on this. I Sorry if I'm rushing or feeling like, I'm taking you at a faster pace, because, of course, this is a tea break and you really want to take your time about this, don't you? I do understand. However, there's so much flavors to try. So if we don't get this going, how much you going to taste? Let's call it a tea tasting. Let's call it that. Okay. And so, of course, we have seen that from the onset of my revelations of the 14 gods, which of course there is so much, and I'm hoping one day to just sit down and match these videos up so you could see that I have done this before, but I'm just saying it in another way. Okay, and perhaps of course I hadn't said it in a way that was understood enough. Oh, we could look at it from different angles, but it's in essence it's the same thing. Is that we had 7 cycles. Some call it 700 cycles. Mine, the message I had was a 7,000 cycle. We in the eighth. This where something breaks. Just like China. China equals 8. And so it had to break. To break. And so when you get to 8, this is what the tea was about, or the fruit in the Garden of Eden. When they ate of it, the whole system of whatever was, or agreement, or whatever was, it was broken. So this is why in the scriptures, God is always telling someone to break the bones or build a house. Always a bee. So meaning that's where we get like busy bees. We are busy. You burn, you build, you bury, it's bees. Okay. And because in Genesis of chapter 1, of the first 9 gods, we get the last God is the blessed God. Now, of course, some people say, oh, bless you, sister. Bless you, brother. But the blessing actually, because it was actually meant to say, be less. Because I have given you everything. I have given you fruit bearing trees. I have given you all what it is. So what you are asked to do is to be fruitful, replenish, multiply, subdue, and have dominions. 5 orders, or 5 tablets, or 5 commandments. But all this could not happen without the being less, which is BLESSED. So they were blessed. So meaning a lot of things were taken, but there was an essence of everything that had to be lessened, meaning like when the serpent strips of its skin. That's when you take your clothes off, you're less, or you eat and there's less on the plate. Whatever it is, that's the less. You have to be less, so there is movement. So that as the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the deep, so there is movement. So then you can actually be fruitful, replenish, multiply, subdue, and have dominion. So you are a co-creator with the universe. That calls for coffee. I am on coffee now. Coffee. Okay, so I'm hoping you get this. There's number 8 on the clock here now. So we had come, in case you are new to this channel, and of course my usual subscribers and viewers to this channel. Oh, thank you so much for your support, that we are on this journey. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your contribution, for your likes and subscribe. And those of you who haven't, my dear, if you are wanting to grow into this path of the 5th dimension, or activating the essence of self-love, or cultivating the art of self-love, which is what I call it, then this is the place to be. Yes, just say yes. Okay, so right. So this we had the sacrifice template. If you're new to this channel, I do ask that you visit the presentation, which is called Numerology and Spirituality for Beginners by Crime Queen, of course, moi. You will understand how this sacrifice template was devised, and you will see how robust it is. You will also get an insight into numerology that has not really been, talked about as much, because actually this all came through the Bible. The Bible was speaking. Speaking of the Bible, let me remind you, you are the Bible. Every punctuation mark, everything, you are that. That is like a container. That is the container, the tube, the incubator, the 13 at the table, the 13 that was at the table at the Last Supper. So that's 13. The 13 moon cycles, all is 13. The 13 vertebra, the all whatever 13 we have, you are that. Just know that, and you are the universe, which equals 41. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5. 5 senses, 5 toes, 5 digits. Let's not drift. Let's stick to the number 8 because that's what we are here about. 10 minutes and we are just started. Okay, so let's look at today's energy. Today is Saturday, and Saturday is, let's see if I remember. I've got to remember. I'll have to keep a list somewhere. Okay, let's look at Saturday, and it's, I believe I started this on a Saturday. So today is my anniversary of doing the numbers. Saturday. Saturday the 8th. I thought this was the new one. This I thought was the new one. Perhaps not. Okay. Let's go for the new one. It's the 8th. That's what it's about. Breaking the new cycle. 8th. Okay, this is better, isn't it? Oh, 1, 2. Okay, because we are in a year 6. The number of abundance, the impregnation, the Venus, the love, and all of those. And so if we add this together, 6 plus 1, 7 plus 8, that gives us 15. Now, people, this is so important we get this. 15. And what was I talking about a while ago when I mentioned 15? Because the word 15, F-I-F, let's leave some space for the Saturday night, da, 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 da. Okay, so we have F-I-F-T-E-E-N. So we have 5, 5, 5. Wherever you see all these fives, which I have in my chat and stuff, oh, I'm telling you, 5 is like, yeah, keys, you know, break locks and so on, trying different keys, but we know we have to get in, you know, so it's 6, 9, 6. Okay, so 15 and 15, 30, 36, 37, 38. I count like that. 38 equals 1. I find when I try to count in a way that you will understand, that's when I kind of mess up. So I'm going like this, because I'm really the serpent. I do the serpent thing. So 11. Now, 15 is actually the number of, even 38 to be more precise, is actually what we are meaning to overcome. Because remember, and this is just coming to me, the gods are so, thank you, the 14 gods. They are reminding me that the first 9 gods, as if they were pure and implicit and, you know, and everything, because then God bless. But in the blessing came the other 5 gods. That's how it seemed, the other 5 gods. And it's as if that we had to have their marks all over. They came, this is when it said, and you came alive, you know, the Adam and Eve, and God breathed in them. Of course, breathed equals 9. So, and they became a living soul. So the whole thing was planned, wasn't it? I mean, it was all planned, or it was all in the makeup. Or let's breathe, you know, the experiments were done just like they're doing now. You know, just that we are organic, and of course there's inorganic. Who knows? There might have been some kind of species or something before us that was seen that seemed organic. But no, in our language we had Genesis. So Genesis equals 633, of course, so we could see how, you know, the date here is implicit. It's the Venus, it's the love, it's the number 6. All of creation was done in this number 6. Well, when you hear this, tend to think that someone is, just saying to me, yeah, what you're saying is true, so let's turn this in a way that you can see. So basically, six, and of course, we have showed how six became impregnated and became, the mother of all living. Let's put it this way. So the mother of all living, which we learned was Eve. Eve equals 5, but when we do the numerical value for 5, let's just do Eve, EVE, which is not where we want to go with this. This is 5, 4, 5. Of course, is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. But the numerical value for 5 is 24. Like, let there be light, and there was light. So 24, 2 plus 4 is 6. So this is what we are talking about. You see the correlation right here. So 6, Eve is the mother of all living. Now, of course, we are given the language of numbers, or the tools of letters and numbers. So when we do 6, SIX, of course, which is 1, 9, 6, this is 16. Of course, this is how we have the one creation. But the one creation has been going on, because from 16 you can have another one, because it's the language. We are co-creating. You have another 16, which is 7. So many worlds in one world, many universes in one universe right here. So I feel we are going to do a lot, or encounter a lot on this, but let's look at, because we're talking about 15 minutes, it's 16 minutes, and we have not even finished having our tea or coffee. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I do love this coffee. It's just, as I said before, I hadn't drank coffee for a while, and now I'm back on coffee. Okay, so 1, 1, 2, 3, 9, 4, 1, 7. Okay, so 8, 12. 12 and 12, 24. 26, 27, 28. So Saturday is 28. 2 plus 8, of course, is 10. Now, of course, if we added 10 here, but you can see what I am saying, people. Let's just look at this. What I have been saying, we know when we see all these ones, we are starting afresh. Today is the date on the 8th. Now, some of you may not get this on this moment, but let's just put it this way. There are ripples into the vibration that you can more or less catapult yourself in and find yourself where you need to be. Everything is divinely done. So don't look at this and think, oh, I've missed the date. You probably get onto it at exactly the time you are meant to. Time is just a construct to helping us see, understand, manifest, and so on. Okay, and so that means that everything is divinely done in that time for you. Especially 8 is a cycle, so it may mean that it's getting directly into your cycle when you eat, because we are all not eating at the same time. For instance, the word eat equals 8, or having a cup of tea, which I hope you're having one now, and breaking the law of silence. So let's look at this. So 10 is we are saying, is the date here, 10, of having that masculine and feminine, the seed of, to procreate, the male, female coming together and to having their baby, doing whatever they do and to have their baby, I was going to say, hope they're having fun doing this. Okay. And then we have 11. Now, 11, as I said, in this 15, shows up exactly in the exact position of how the sacrifice template is. Now, and I'm going to show you this. Now, this is not very clear, but we hope we'll be able to put one up. So 11, actually, we have seen that the word 15 equals 11. But here as 5, the new section, which is in the middle of the word sacrifice, all numbers 1 to 9, the template of that which we are given. Here we see that this is new. This is new. Let's just see if we can make new even newer. So this would be NEW. Okay, so here 3 5's 15. This is where we get our 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. So we get this here. I'm not understanding what's happening with the pen. Okay, because they knew. Okay, so this is what we are talking about. We can see how this is where, of course, Jesus, when you're in Christ, because Jesus equals 5, you are a new creature. We also want to point out that the value of 6 for the word new, of course, this is the letters, when added to the number 5 in the middle, equals 11 as well. So just as it will 15 equals 11. The new creature, of course, is the two serpents. The two serpents together, they have actually, you have overcome, if you like, the two serpents. You have mastered the art of handling left and right, and you are master creator. Hence, the number 11 is the master number. So let's go back to number 8. Now, I have a little list I did here to show. Like, since we are talking about 15, let's look at 15 a little bit closer as well. So, 15, we had 38, which equals 11. So, I am going to show you the power of 15, although it is called the devil number. For the word devil, the evil. That's what it's meant. Okay, so 4, 5, 4, 9, 3. Yeah, as we were saying, devil, which is this is 12, 16, 21, 25. So it's 7. Okay, so it's 7. So we have two devils. That's the serpents. All right, so let's not keep this here, but I'm thinking, I'm kind of getting why again it's if we have two serpents, that's 2 7s, 14. 1 plus 4 is 5, and of course it comes into the same column as the new, which is 15. Okay, so basically you can be here as well with the two serpents. Of course, the two serpents are 1 1. All right, and the number 1 equals 7, doesn't it? So 7. So 7, you could say, okay, it's one of the serpents. Now, so we have this. What I want to show you is, of course, the 8th cycle. What to actually show you how we have to overcome the whole thing is about discovering yourself, going through your transformation, going through the caduceus, that which you are, which you have within you. And this is why people tend to have the serpents or the idols. They have it there as their mark of, yeah, I've overcome, like a trophy, if you like, or saying I have passed, whatever it is, for whatever reason. But that serpent represents wisdom. So here we are saying again, this is about the gods. Here we have the set god, which equals 8, the mean, and we have the cause god, which is 8. But what I really want to show, I have mentioned this before, is about the 38. These are the ended god, which shows up in Genesis of chapter 1, 2 and verse whatever verses, chapter 2, where God ended and formed and caused and breathed and planted. These 5 gods come together and they form this 38. Come to 38. 3 plus 8 is 11. 1 1. Of course, we also have seen that when we do the numerical values, even in this kind of form, how they come together, and we see that they actually come to 24, which is 6. So we could see that there is the significance of the Genesis right here as well. But we have the day, the month, and again it's the Trinity. So here we have in the said God, the 14 gods of the said God. This is the God of language. This is the God of numbers. Of course, all this, is within you to unfold and unravel, just like it was seed that you could plant gardens from generations to generations. That is within you. So Hey, trying to find a pointer. Okay, let's go for this feather. So we have let there be light. All these lettings, I see it like a business. All of a sudden, I could see a big business is happening here, like all corporate constructions and everything seem to be done on this template. But when we came to the eighth one, this is where China broke loose again. Let us make man. This is what has happened through China breaking of whatever is like now. Of course, China is eight. Buddhism is eight. It's like eight have all these eights inside of it. It is eating itself, if you like, which is what we do. We eat of ourselves. We eat food. We do, we eat of each other and we bear children. And so that's what it is. So let us make man in our, which also comes to it. There's another eight here. It's showing the number of the text where you can reference this. This gives a good hint of the two eights coming together. 8 and 8 plus 16, 1 plus 6 equals 7, and that is 1. Because when we do the numerical value for the word 1 here, so ONE equals 16, 1 plus 6 is 7. Or if we did the numerical value for 7, it shows what it's about to birth. It's 20 people. It's in the death area that, you shall surely die. This is death. This is death. When it says you shall surely die or not surely die, it's that not. Because people, there's a pun with this. You shall not surely die. If we look at the 8, it's like a knot. And if we look at 20, TWENTY, it equals 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. So we can see that this is a numerical construct right there. But of course, taking all this away, it's number 2. And this is how 7 birth twins. Okay? Actually, having a replica, if you like, or repeating, the two sevens, which are the gods, again, birthing. Like any two people coming together and able to birth twins. Okay, left and right, opposites, whatever it is. It's time for another tea break. Yes, it is the 8th of the first month of the year. Now, what have I been saying about the number 8? That's the number that got us into the knot. The said God. This is the God of language. This is the God responsible for the gift of language. 35 characters, of course, 26 letters, which forms 8, and 9 numbers. Of course, all this, is within you to unfold and unravel, just like it was seed that you could plant gardens from generations to generations. That is within you. So, hey, trying to find a pointer. Okay, let's go for this feather. So we have let there be light. All these lettings, I see it like a business. All of a sudden, I could see a big business is happening here, like all corporate constructions and everything seem to be done on this template. But when we came to the eighth one, this is where China broke loose again. Let us make man. This is what has happened through China breaking of whatever is like now. Of course, China is 8. Buddhism is 8. It's like 8 have all these 8s inside of it. It is eating itself, if you like, which is what we do. We eat of ourselves. We eat food. We do, we eat of each other and we bear children. And so that's what it is. So let us make man in our, which also comes to it. There's another 8 here. It's showing the number of the text. Where you can reference this. This gives a good hint of the two 8s coming together. 8 and 8 plus 16, 1 plus 6 equals 7, and that is 1. The two sevens, which are the gods, again, birthing, like any two people coming together and able to birth twins. Okay, left and right, opposites, whatever it is. So I have showed you this here. Let us make man. This is what number 8 is about. It is about creating, it's about getting clarity of what you want to or intend to create. That's what it's about. There's a causation happening there. It is actually a set. It's asking you to get a set together. One, 1 plus 1 together. This is your left and right together. And yes, so on the list, I want to say there are some words. Of course, God equals 8, and so we know God equals 8. I'm just going to give this and stick things up because we want to make this this I could go on forever with this, but we want to have the tea, don't we? Even if we haven't tea. Okay, but just to let you know, the word right, this is why we are trained as well to read to the right or to do things right. So it's about 8 because, of course, when you do that, you have the opportunity to break it or break 8. It is actually 11, which gives us the whole thing again. I also wanted to show something else on 15, but let's look at continue with 8. So God is right. God, of course, is 8, and right is right, 8. Clean, when you hear next, God is next to blood, God is next to cleanliness or something like that, or cleanliness is next to God. So clean is 8. There's so much in the language that people have put out. These are people in the know, or whether they've done it accidentally, I very much doubt. So eat, tea, et, all of these is number 8. When you have a set, like a china set, one breaks. That's why some people get very angry and really want to replace them when one breaks. And they tell you, oh, it's bad luck because there's a new cycle. You have to make decisions on something new. Okay. And then the word hidden. I don't know if it's spelled the same way, but in the Bible, oh, always talking about the hidden. I don't know, but the hidden is the hidden. Okay. Brain, your brain is number 8. You can imagine that, it's balanced because it's number 8. Grave, you hope it is balanced. Well, we hope. Yeah, the grave is number 8 because what it is that 8 is always hiding something like itself, meaning there's a knot. It looks exactly like the circle. So you can't, it's 8 on top of 8 and always something, always the incubation for something else because actually it consists of 2 knots. Knot equals 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. Of course, 2 knots is 2 fours are 8. Now, I'd love to show you all this on there, but you will pick this up. The word impact equals 8. The word womb equals 8. Again, so this is what it is. Something is in the womb, and of course, there's a baby in the womb or something, but there's a baby in the womb. And of course, it's there. You can't see it, but you know it's there. It's like someone's hiding something, and you think, I know you're hiding. I can't tell what you're hiding, but I know you're hiding. And that perhaps is what got me digging very much more into numerology. Okay, which I have concluded there's still more. There's always more. Unity is 8. Of course, the again, it's like balancing. Cause as we have said, faith is faith because it requires you to balance that energy on what you are faith in. Set now the father of all nations, Abraham. Abraham, his first name was Abram, Abram, and God changed his name to Abraham. People, don't you ever wonder why is God who created and is perfect, actually had Abraham and then changed it to Abram? But not only that, I got to discover they both equal 8. So what was God playing about there? That told me that the number of letters there had some great significance as well. Now, if you look at, I have done maybe 2 or 3 videos on that. Abraham, what was changed in his name or added to his name was H-A. Ha. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Now, when his wife got Sarah, his wife, that's the story of the mother of all nations, if you like. Sarah was also Sarah before her name was changed to the having the H as well. Sarai, and was changed to Sarah. So, what did they have in common at that time now that had to come together was the letter 8. So you can see, I've got to show you this because we really need to get this. Okay, Abraham. So this was 8. And of course, I'm just for time's sake. And then his name was Abraham. So we see the only thing is that is really missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's the another A and H. This was what was added. So it's like, aha, this was calling. You already had all this, but it's like it was almost like calling for an aha moment. Now that aha moment, of course, they were an old couple, and God, of course, had promised that he would be the father of many nations or whatever it is, because he wanted to know who is he leaving all these properties and everything to. Okay, cut a long story short is that the wife got impatient and offered her maid to the husband Abraham because her name was Sarai, and she became Sarah. So, what do we see here, people? What came in was that her name, the change of name here was this H. Of course, the I was no longer there. Oh, they probably didn't need the I there, but R and I sounds the same already, having the same numerical value. So we could say, okay, but God changed there. So it's like we have an ah here. You could almost imagine the old couple perhaps had forgotten how to do it, and they had to come to the stage of saying, oh, aha, something like that. It kind of makes me laugh a bit. Okay, but this Abraham comes to this is 10, 13, 21, 26. So 26 is 8. Now, of course, Sarah being impatient, offered her husband to, guess who her maid was? Hagar. Okay. So, and there is 8. So you could see that Hagar also have this HA right here. Right here. So all of there is a synchronicity happening right here. So 1719. Okay. And so this is 10, this is 26, also 26. So basically, Abraham had 26 here and 26 here, which is also 8. All of these here, the two Abrahams came together and Abraham and Hagar came together and they created the child, or had the child named Ishmael. So the number of letters, we won't go into this right now, but that formed an incubation, if you like, with 8 letters or 7. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 5, 12, just like the numerical value, let there be light. Okay, so anyway, we see 16 and they formed 1, as we have showed. And here, Sarah, after some time, of course, gave birth to her son named Isaac. So Sarah was also, and I'll show you the significance of 8. Always to birth and bring out something, because the womb must break. It must break free of whatever is. And so Sarah, S-A-R-A-H, S-A-R-A-H is 81911. And so this is 10, this is 20. The word 20 equals 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. So there had to be some kind of synchronicity. This is the law of attraction right here in the Bible, which no one tells you about. So let's there's 40 minutes here on the clock. The word success equals 8. Illuminate equals 8. Happiness equals 8. Thursday, I did a thing on Thursday, equals 8. Now, and God rested, that equals 8. So there is so much more, but I just thought I would give you a little bit of that. Now, going back to, of course, breaking of the 8 and so on, of course, I felt it's important to go back to showing you about getting the numerical vibration, because that's what it's about. So if we look at 15, for instance, this is by itself here without adding this one here, because remember, it's like a new creation happening here. This is what I'm saying again, people, that this is the 8th day. It's symbolic of the second creation, which is happening simultaneously, but it's symbolic of the second creation, like where you have your 14 days of incubation. So basically, it's like your 14 days quarantine for whatever it is to manifest or to be processed. So we have 15, which we know is 6, but also this coincides with the 369 time. Okay, according to Nikola Tesla, when you know the art of this, you actually can manifest whatever it is, something to that effect. But when we add this together, this is 15, 16, 17, 18, this is 18, that means it's 9. So we spoke of the 9 gods before, but not only that, when we do the numerical value for 9, it gives us 24, which coincides with the let there be light and there was light. It coincides with 24 rather. It coincides with that, and so we have this 6. Now, another thing I want to show how 6 is really of impregnation, it's pregnancy, it's abundance, it's all of those things. Yes, number 8 is, but this is the impregnation here we are talking about. And so, of course, for, the sewing and all of those things. So when you have number 6, it correlates here with the whole thing, that with the word, put it this way, word, WRD equals 24, which is 5. You add a 7 here, 6, 9, 4. So this is 24. 24, just like let there be light and there was light. That was the word. Everything comes from there. Let. And in actual fact, it would go even closer to just the one letter, the letter L, which is free. And of course, the 3 is like W, or it's like M, McDonald's, or it's like E, or it's like ME3. Okay, so you get my drift on this. Another thing that I got, the Holy Bible. The word the is 6. Holy is actually, I think I've got it somewhere here. 5 is 12. You can see how 12 comes in again. Let there be light, and there was light. This is the 12 coming here again. Okay, so holy is 6 and Bible is 3. Okay. I think that's how it is. All right, so this is 6 and 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. And so we have done a lot about 6, knowing that again it gives us 16, and this is how we continue to have little ones. Now, let's just get the overall flavor of the numerical value of the new creation, which we can take segments of it. We have seen what 8 is, we know what 1 is. 1 carries the whole seed. We know the year is a year of impregnation. You plant whatever it is your garden, you could say. It is that which you are able, to have, just, have your field, more or less, have your field. And so we have seen how this comes to 6 plus 9, 15, and Saturday comes to 10. So that tells us 10 in itself, because 10 is actually that's how we have been taught to actually treat 10. 10 is like 12, and of course it's 3. If we looked at 10 as 1, this would be 7, and of course 0 is actually not, which is 4. This tells us this is about 11. But hey, look at how this correlates. If we do the numerical value for the word 3, this gives us 11. So all this has the whole mark right here. Saturday, in effect, with number 10, has the whole mark in it of creating the perfect seed, for creating, for sowing, for bonding, for, visualizations and things like that, meditating, whatever it is, and finding your next twin. Of course, it starts with you. Go in the mirror and do your exercises, whatever it is. So let's look at this like that. We could say, and just add the flavor of the day. 10 would be 16. 10 plus 6, 16. And we have 7. This is the other 7 that we've been talking about, people. 7, of course, gives us SEVEN equals 20. Didn't we just have 2? 11? Like 11 from what we did with number 10, and 10 equals 12, and 12 is 3. When we do the numerical value for 3, of course it gives us 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. That shows us how the whole creation is repeating after itself. And of course, the Mother Eve has showed up. The serpent has showed up to even things up. Okay. This is it, people. This is it. And okay, so as I say with number 15, we could see that the day, everything, we had the Holy Bible, ye are gods, and we could see everything came from that, because that means if the Holy Bible comes to 15, and we can see the numerous denominations that come out of it, or demon. Okay, I won't go too much in it, but denominations. I don't know why people don't think of the sound of words. I do. There's the spirit of sound mind. When I hear denominations, I'm hearing demon and I, something like that. Okay, but so all of those come from number 15, which is 6. And yeah, gods. That means you have the ability with of course, number 6, everything was created in 6 days. Look, we have done this. I hope you get it. Please leave your comments, like and subscribe and share, and stay ignited.